So we have a lot of stuff to cover today, and it's some of the most important stuff that you need as a copywriter. And some of it is going to be words on the page, the things you need to know about language. But really what we're going to go through today are how to get the Jenga blocks, no matter what niche you're writing for, no matter what the offer is, how to put the Jenga blocks together to make it so that you can literally sell anything with words. And we've got a pretty good program for you. We're going to move pretty quickly. And one thing I want to make sure of is if you don't have a way to type it up on your computer, bring up a Word doc and be ready to do that, or have pen and paper handy, because this stuff's going to be noteworthy. We will put this up on our YouTube channel and link to it in the Facebook group. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, I'll have information for that for you at the end of the program, that you'll be able to go and review this and see the other ones that you may have missed. Okay, so what we're talking about today, and I teased you if you were in the Facebook group with that pyramid, but I changed the pyramid. We are going to talk about, let's see if I can bring this up in my correct form. Yes, please. There we go. All right. We are going to talk about your 5-step blueprint to sales. There are 5 steps that if you execute them properly, virtually no one can say no to you if you're talking to the right group of people. Okay. So what we're going to show you how to do is make that sale imprint in any market. Make sure you've got something to write with or you're ready to type, because you will want to have these 5 steps and the examples ready to go. All right, so here's the pyramid. All right, there are 5 steps. Technically, you could get away with 4. But that 5th one up there at the tippy top, it's the icing on the cake that makes it virtually impossible for people to not pay attention to you. What we have are finding their pain or their dream, because an unfulfilled dream is painful, right? And their pain is, it could be anything. We'll get into that a little bit further. Solution, how you're going to stop their pain or how you're going to help them reach their dream. Testimonials and proof. And there are several different kinds of proof depending on your niche that you can utilize. And we're going to show you how to do that, because that is one of the most powerful things that you can use to make your case about anything you want to sell. Then there is your pitch, which is sometimes referred to as the offer, the proposition. It's basically where you tell them what they're going to get, how they're going to get it. And then that number 5, the unpublished secret, something that Gary Bencivenga in particular talks about it as a particular type of secret. Don't want to step on Gary's toes. So, but something that you've never seen before, that's brand new, what it is that makes what you're selling different. Okay. So we're going to break all of these down. Plus, we have our own little bonus section in this as well. So, gentlemen, anything you'd like to add to this first pyramid slide?
I don't think so. I think that the pain dream portion of that, if benefit or talk about the pain point and the dream at the same time in your copy, especially in your headline, then it kind of does double duty for you.
Yep. Anything to add, Mark?
Sorry,
I'm going to test.
Sounds good. No, go ahead.
Okay, all right. All right, so here are those 5 steps broken down so you can take notes on them. Pain dream, pledge solution, rock solid testament, also known as proof. Your pitch, also known as offer, your unpublished secret or unknown discovery. So, number 1, pain or dream. Now, this is a paraphrase. I've heard it many times, but David Franklin, who's one of our senior copywriters, has regularly said, nobody wants an aspirin before they have a headache. Okay, a thing where you're selling prophylactically in case of is much harder to do than this is the big bad hairy monster that's living under your bed right now, and we've got the spray to eradicate him. Okay, and I'm going to show you a great example of playing up that problem, and it's also a really great example of what Brad talked about with the headline, and it just happens to be Brad's work. So Brad, I'm going to hand this over to you to talk about the power of the problem.
Okay, so the thing we talked about in this email was about how the economy is. It was pitched to people that are afraid that the economy is collapsing, the dollar is going to collapse, the markets are going to collapse. There's a growing sentiment amongst certain people that the government's not going to be able to protect us. And so I was trying to really highlight that fear here in the headline, and at the same time offer a solution. And the email was written not just to people that are already aware of the impending apocalyptic times, but for people who maybe weren't educated about it. So it was a fairly long email. But as you can see, we've got an image in there that elicits an emotional response immediately in people. And yeah, so there's a benefit, and the pain point is hit really hard. I think those are the two things that really shine with the headline.
Okay, anything you'd like to add, Mark?
No, I think Brad's got it pretty good there. You know, it's like all of the things, it's that first few seconds there, you know, if you trace the history of the internet and retention rates on sales pages and visuals, you know, 10 years ago it was like 10 seconds, and 5 years ago it was like 5 seconds. Now the average retention rate is something like, or how quickly people make a decision, is 3 seconds and under. And if you think about how long 3 seconds is, it's like 1, 2, 3. They've made a decision. So you got to catch them with that, you know, a decision with your headline or your image. And there's different ways of doing it. There's a thing called eye gravity as well, where images are placed, where depending on what you're trying to achieve, you'll have more readership with when text is under the image rather than above it. But in this case, this works well with having the headline above the image, because they can take it all in one view, which was perfect.
Now, one thing that you can also do if you're using images, and we will have a future webinar about using art, graphics, and images, is you can sometimes, if you've got the right piece of art, overlay images. And I'll be showing you a couple of examples of that too. Now, this was just the top of Brad's email. This was the headline and the first image that hit you. Now, this was written last year. Mm-hmm. Think about how incredibly prescient this looks now. If somebody opened the email that was based on this or got to the sales page that was based on this, right now, what's happening? Particularly if you live in the Western world, stock market's crashing and crashing again and crashing again. And is North Korea going to nuke the United States? Is the United States going to nuke North Korea? There's a great deal of uncertainty in every way. And if this offer's still out there and you've got, you know, for you guys that are watching, you're driving traffic to this, they see this and they're like, wow, I need this right now.
There's an interesting side note to that as well. There was a discussion yesterday about in the prepper market, now that Trump's the president, the interest in the prepper market has dropped dramatically. And when Obama was president, it was at its height. And the discussion was, why would that be? It didn't make any sense for it to actually go down with Trump at the head of the country, but that's what's happening to the prepper market right now. Sorry.
I have a theory about that, but it's not probably for this place. So that is a great bit of the idea behind the headline and making that problem big. You don't get much bigger than a mushroom cloud.
Mhm.
Okay, that's like the ultimate in problem. And what you do then in the top of your copy deck, which for those of you who don't know, it's the first third of your email or the first third of your sales page, is you build up that problem while also showing them the solution.